Question 5, could horse impacts actually be being confused with damage by deer and pigs? Now this question comes up again and again with people saying, oh, that's not horse damage, it's actually deer and pigs. Well, the evidence suggests that this is actually horse damage. Just cast your eye across this field. But we've got more sophisticated evidence, so let's talk about it. So first of all, the 2019 aerial surveys. There were not enough deer or pigs to estimate abundance, except for in southern Kosciuszko, Victoria area. And in those areas, they were able to, we saw that there were 8,500 horses. They estimated there were 7,500 deer in that area. So slightly fewer deer than horses, not much. But the thing is, a horse is twice as big as even the biggest deer. So you can do a conversion here. So and you use an animal, what they call animal equivalent units. So a horse accounts for 1.1 animal equivalent units, and a sambar deer, which potentially most of these deer were, and these are the bigger deer, there are smaller ones. A sambar deer accounts for 0.47 animal equivalent units. So you do the maths, and it turns out that feral horses would account for 9,500 animal equivalent units. Deer account for 3,500 animal equivalent units. So even though there's similar numbers, horses are still causing more than twice, have the potential to cause more than twice as much damage because they're just much bigger animals. And so the results from these aerial surveys are supported by what scientists have been seeing on the ground. So 5 studies from the Kosciuszko Science Conference report that actually what we've been recording is horse damage, not deer damage. And these people are out there, they've seen deer damage, they've seen horse damage, they're able to tell the difference. So take this, so David Eldridge's study, for example, he looked at 150 plots across northern Kosciuszko. He found that horse dung was widespread. He didn't find any deer dung in northern Kosci, consistent with the aerial survey, and only 5 plots with pig dung. There's another line of evidence that I think is really important to consider. This goes back to those graphs I showed you from Robertson et al.'s study. So remember that sites with higher values are sites in good condition, and that in all cases where horses are absent, the sites always have better condition than sites where horses are present. Now in this study, the number of pigs, deer, and other herbivores was similar on sites that had horses and sites that didn't have horses. So that being the case, if most of the damage was being caused by deer and pigs, you would expect much lower site quality values in these sites without horses. Because we don't see that, it means that deer and pigs are actually not having that big an impact in these high alpine streams. It really is the horses. That's why I'm really quite, there really is no doubt that the damage we're measuring here is horses. I think we can put that one completely to rest. And frankly, anyone who raises that is well, either severely uninformed and shouldn't be asking, or just being mischievous. And there's camera trap data. So this is data from Nick Kleeman. He went out and said, well, we've got to get evidence that it is horses or deer, because I don't want to waste my time going around organising culls for things if it is all caused by deer. I don't want to be shooting horses. That simple. This just shows some of the damage. So clear evidence of damage by horses. They wade through mud. They create these roll pits, which completely destroys the vegetation there, and they'll step in the mud. So it's clear that it's horses. Let's stop arguing about that.